Thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. Our top story tonight, Spokane police have arrested a suspect in a string of suspicious fires downtown over the weekend.
The fires were set at different locations near the downtown core, and just hours ago the suspect appeared in court. It was then we learned this may not be the first time they've intentionally set a fire. KREM 2's Nathan Hyun is live tonight from one of the places where those fires started. Nathan?
Mark, Whitney, good evening. Well, I'm by Main Avenue in the Peaceful Valley, where investigators say the suspect lit this fence on fire. You can see all the trees in the fence are burned, and police say this was all done on purpose. Jim Youngman expected a nice, peaceful Saturday.
The neighbors told me it was on fire. I came down and there was smoke everywhere.
He lives on Adams Street in downtown Spokane. He saw a fire break out right next to where his car was parked.
I was nervous. I thought my car was going to catch on fire.
That fire was just one of 4 fires that sparked in Spokane on Saturday. Investigators say a total of 4 fires were lit by suspect Chad Horn on Saturday. Court documents show he set fires on Adams Street, Riverside and Walnut, Red Band Park, and Main Avenue.
I had somebody lighting them off, walking around lighting the fires off.
Justin DeRuyter with the Spokane Fire Department says police already arrested Horn before fire investigators arrived.
So they probably had some eyewitness, some witnesses probably calling it in. With that, cops were able to find him and arrest him.
Documents show that Horn also set a fire at Little Bit Grooming in North Spokane on May 15th. These photos are from surveillance video from the night that the fire started. Documents show that Horn was arrested for the fire on May 15th on Saturday. That happened after investigators matched the person in the photos to Horn with the help of employees at Hope House.
No, sir, I love this community. Please, God, don't let this.
In court, Chad Horn kept their head down and begged the judge for mercy. The judge told Horn to let their attorney speak.
We are arguing this very out-of-character behavior.
Horn's attorney said that Horn has almost no criminal history and was not in the right mind when setting the fires. The judge said Horn did set the fires with malicious intent.
Given the concerns for community safety, the court will adopt the bond amounts.
All the fires on Saturday were put out without spreading too far, but the Spokane Fire Department says it would have been a different story on Sunday.
These fires happened on Saturday, so had they happened on Sunday with those winds, could have been a different story.
So Chad Horn was charged with arson and reckless burning in the 2nd degree for Saturday's fires. He's also being charged for 2nd degree in arson for the fire on May 15th. He's currently being held in jail on a $100,000 bond and is set to be back in court on July 2nd. Reporting in Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. Crews are getting the upper hand on a brush fire near Bolin Pitcher in Riverside State Park. First reports of smoke came in at around 1 this afternoon near North Equestrian Lane. Air support has been dropping water on that fire. According to a forest ranger at the scene, the fire is in an area that is only accessible by foot.
So far, it's burned about an acre. So far, no active evacuations, but crews will be on the scene throughout the rest of tonight.
Well, there are several other wildfires across our region that we are tracking tonight.
Fire crews got the upper hand on a 20-acre wildfire north of the Spokane International Airport. The fire started around 7 last night on West Campus Drive. That's near Airway Heights. 2 helicopters helped stop the spread, though, of that fire.
All evacuations have been lifted for the number 2 Canyon fire. That fire started yesterday afternoon near Wenatchee and prompted level 3 evacuations. Right now, the cause of that fire is unknown.
And a fire in Okanogan County is prompting level 2 evacuations, which means people living near Gold Creek Road near Carlton need to be ready to leave if conditions change. The fire started on Saturday afternoon. It's burned about 200 acres so far.
And an update on a fire near Lake Chelan. The Pioneer wildfire has now burned more than 4,400 acres. Firefighters say that fire could burn until late October, and that's because it's in an area that is so difficult to reach.
So let's check in on the forecast now. Much less fire danger today after the red flag warnings from over the weekend have expired.
Yeah, let's get right to meteorologist Michelle Boss with more on what's turning out to be a beautiful week ahead. Michelle?
Yeah, we've got plenty of sunshine, at least in the short term forecasted today. Pretty much picture perfect because we saw the winds finally come down. We got to keep the blue skies and temperatures very mild today for this time of year. 76 degrees in Spokane, 74 in Coeur d'Alene. We got some low 80s out there. Lewiston and Omak reporting low 80s, but no oppressive heat. And I know a lot parts of the U.S. are really dealing with that. But we got the blue skies out there. In fact, hardly a cloud in the sky across all of eastern Washington, North Idaho, and into northwest Montana. Montana. The short-term forecast keeps things clear for this evening. Temperatures around 70 degrees by 9 o'clock tonight with clear skies overnight. Our lows will drop down into the lower 50s, and we are going to see more sunshine tomorrow, but the heat is going to be building back in. We'll be in the middle and upper 80s tomorrow. It's also going to be warm on Wednesday, but then we introduce a chance for some isolated thunderstorms, and then we'll see temperatures take a pretty big drop on Thursday as it turns breezy again. We'll see a chance for a few showers and highs only in the lower 70s.
All right, sounds good, Michelle. Thank you very much. Well, tonight, Spokane City Council may make a big change in how the city plans its finances.
KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is explaining the emergency change on the agenda. Shannon?
Council members will decide whether to switch from focusing on a yearly budget to looking at a 2-year or biennial budget.
It's no surprise by now that the city of Spokane is facing a major budget deficit.
As the city looks to pull itself out of a $50 million shortfall, Spokane City Council will now decide whether to shift its budget calendar. The city has historically focused financial planning only 1 year ahead. In May, Mayor Lisa Brown proposed a biennial or 2-year budget.
By moving to a biennial budget, we can strategically allocate resources over a 2-year period and project the impact even longer.
Brown says budgeting every 2 years will also be more efficient and reduce strain on the finance team. Council will vote to approve an emergency ordinance. A biennial budget must be approved at least 6 months before the fiscal biennium starts, which means the vote must happen before July 1st. If passed, Spokane would start budgeting every 2 years, starting next January 1st. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News. Well, the state of Washington actually uses a biennial budget. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
In the meantime, over in North Idaho, the city of Coeur d'Alene has adopted a new moratorium.
It preserves historic buildings, building, and property in Coeur d'Alene. City Council passed the resolution 5-1. It sets a 182-day moratorium on any demolition or moving permits. This is the incorrect video, obviously, as well as significant changes to the outside of the buildings in the downtown core. The temporary decision comes in light of efforts to preserve the historic Roosevelt Inn that was established in 1905.
So the community planning director for Coeur d'Alene says this temporary decision is designed to help raise awareness of what is deemed a historic site in the community.
Educate the community on the importance of historic preservation and also what are opportunities, including partnerships with others and grant opportunities, tax write-offs, and whatnot.
The moratorium will be in effect until December 17th of this year. All homes and buildings in that designated zone, 50 years or younger, will not be impacted.
The Cooney County Sheriff's Office continues the search for an escaped teen from the Cooney County Juvenile Detention Center.
The Sheriff's Office says that two boys escaped the facility on Friday night. One of them was caught. 15-year-old Caden Shrebus is still on the run.
He was last seen wearing a green shirt and blue pants. If you have any information, you're asked to call that number right there at the bottom of your screen.